Hello and good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. How are you today? It is Thursday, March the 31st, our last day of March, one of the best months of the year. We put it away today. Then we're on to April. And one of the first things that happens in April is the Final Four. So excited. It's 2 days away. Obviously, you know who I'm cheering for. But let's take a look at these games. Villanova, Kansas, the 2 seed versus the 1 seed. 4.5 point favorite for Kansas. Kansas appeared to struggle a little bit with Miami in the first half, right? In the Elite Eight game. Miami's length was getting to them. Their defense was getting to them. Kansas wasn't making any shots. And all of a sudden, the Kansas Avalanche happened. What was it, like a 38-6 run or some ungodly number like that? They put it to bed. They got the job done in a big way. Excuse me, and they're sitting there waiting. Villanova struggled with Houston. Both teams struggled, but they basically, the Houston offense went completely away due to the suffocating defense of Villanova. Now, you can go through the playmakers for each team. There's a bunch of them. Same with the Carolina Duke. We're not going to get specific into people here, and maybe that's a fault, but let's just think like philosophies. Kansas wants to get up and go. They want to get up and score. They want to put pressure on you, cause turnovers, turn those into points. Let's keep it moving. Let's go, go, go. Villanova can do that, but they like the more methodical, drag out the shot clock, kind of punch you in the face type thing. Now, that may not be fair to say because this Villanova team gets up and goes. They really do. They were the class of the Big East. They are such a very good, just well-coached team. So what are going to be the keys of the game? Obviously, for both games, and this is the most simple thing to say in all of sports, you got to make shots, and you do. Houston didn't win, ultimately, because they were missing shots. St. Peter's the same way. They weren't just missing, like, shots, hand-in-the-face shots. They were missing just wide-open baskets. In these two games, these teams are so good. On the defensive side, if you get an open look, you better knock it down. That means that there's some sort of a breakdown in communication, a coverage flaw. Something has happened where you better knock down shots if you don't have a hand right in your face. You have to. So Villanova's defense, and Kansas for that, who turns them over more? What defense is causing more turnovers, getting that team to get out on the break and go, go, go? It's a 4.5 point favorite for Kansas. I think they're the stronger, deeper team. I think that they can go and keep going and keep going. Where Villanova, the games that I've seen, they kind of have a lull here and there. And Kansas had a lull first half against Miami. The whole first half was just not how they wanted to play. But I think Kansas gets the job done. It's a 4.5 point spread. I almost will put my money on Villanova to cover. But I think Kansas still wins the game. I think it is a 1 to 2 possession game throughout. I think Kansas might stretch the lead a little, but I think Jay Wright is such a great coach. He will make the necessary changes, and that will be a very, very good game, but I'm picking Kansas. The second game, same spread, 4.5 point favorite. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's go back to the Villanova-Kansas. The over-under is 133. The Duke-North Carolina over totals 151. So the Villanova-Kansas game, they're expecting more of that Villanova-style street fight, really, really strong defense for 20, 25, 30 seconds. Not a ton of high scoring. North Carolina, they're expecting more scoring, right? 4.5 point favorite for Duke. Everybody knows the story. Duke went to Carolina and absolutely punched them in the mouth. Carolina went to Duke, got punched in the mouth, got up, and then ultimately laid all the knockout punches at the end of the game, ruined Coach K's last game at Cameron Indoor. If you hear both teams, they both are saying what you want to hear. If you're a Duke fan, they're saying they're doing this for Coach K, and they're sending him out as a champion, and he is super pumped to be there, and he's ready to roll. And Coach K, the pressure's on Duke because they can't lay another egg like they did. Can you imagine us North Carolina fans and how unsufferable we will be if our team beats Coach K on his last home game, but then also sends him retirement from the tournament? I mean, you don't even want to talk to me for months because I will remind you of that, even if we're talking about something totally different. From the Carolina aspect, they're going into this saying it's a business trip. They're saying that they are keeping the dogs bark, but the caravan moves on. That's what Hubert has said. The team is focused. They look good. They're making shots. My fear from weekend 1 to weekend 2 was all those hot hands that they had. R.J. Davis, Caleb Love, Manic. I was worried that those hot hands would slow down, cool off, but they continued. And they have played really well on the defensive side. And I think that's what Hubert Davis got from Roy Williams, from Dean Smith. Those guys that bleed Carolina blue basketball, yes, you want to get up and run and get up and down the court and you give it to your bigs and you keep it moving. Let's go. Let's get to 100. Let's get biscuits. But ultimately, it starts on the defensive end. The way that they suffocated Baylor early, the way that they truly got up in UCLA's best players' faces. Remember we just talked about shots with your hand in the face? Every UCLA shot was difficult. Hand in the face, tough to make. Just trying to increase those odds of them making a mistake or missing a shot. That's kind of what Carolina basketball is all about right now. Yes, they want to get up and go. Yes, they're going to give it the Baycott underneath. The officiating is going to be huge. And I hate to say that. And I have never been really complaining about the officiating until this tournament. It's been awful from the start all the way to here. There were so many missed calls and so many games late. I mean, people going by the mid-court line bumped, fall back, and it's an over and back. I mean, what are we doing? It's going to be a very tightly officiated game because this is very, very emotional. This is a very, very emotional, huge game for both of these fan bases, for both of these teams. There's going to be so much buzz when that tip-off happens. Yes, Villanova and Kansas is like our appetizer. It's going to be a heck of a game. But this is what we're paying money to see: the Duke Carolina Final Four game. And I think Duke will be very, very good underneath. They've done really, really good things under the basket to dribble drive all tournament long. And they did that against North Carolina, let's be honest. North Carolina has got to continue to make shots. We've got to make shots outside. They've got to be able to, when they get the opportunity to get down low to their big guys, they've got to be able to rebound the basketball. Duke has made a living getting offensive rebounds on their misses. Their guard play is very, very good right now. Their dribble drive is fantastic. The dish, the give it to the post and let them go to work. They are an amazing team. They really are. North Carolina has had their struggles during the season. They lost to Pitt at home. Middle of February is when the turning point was. They lost to Pittsburgh at home in a terrible performance. They could not stop anybody on Pittsburgh. They couldn't make a shot. Everything came together of what the heck's going on. And since then, they've been building. And that Duke game at Duke gave them the confidence that they need to get them to where they are right now. So how does that play into the game this weekend? I think it plays a lot. I think North Carolina knows they can go toe-to-toe with Duke. I know that they know they can win. And I think on the Duke side, or both sides actually, they want to get the lead and just put them away. They want to put the pressure on the other team and put it away early. And I don't mean put the game away like, hey, bring the walk-ins on. If you have an 8 to 10 to 12 point lead consistently, so much pressure on the other team because now they're just fighting to get back into it, not fighting to stretch the lead or see what's going to work down the stretch. They're just fighting to get back in the game. If North Carolina can get up early and maintain that 4 to 10 to 12 point lead, Duke is going to feel the pressure through the first half into the second half. This is the Bill Belichick, right? The last 4 minutes of the first half, the first 4 minutes of the second half. He says it for football, but it's also important for basketball. North Carolina has got to make shots. They've got to make shots. And yes, we're going to live with the pulling up almost from the logo from a couple people because lately they've been making more than missing. So it's going to be a great game. My heart and my head says go with North Carolina. They are hot. They're ready to roll. But Duke is just as hot. So it's going to be a great game. I hate it. I'm not looking forward to it. I hate when they play Duke. It's super stressful. My blood pressure rises, but I'm going to try to stay calm and cool. Hopefully. We'll see if that really truly happens, but it's going to be a great Final Four weekend. Okay. Sorry about the throat this morning. We're in Indiana, and it likes to go from 40 to 70, back to 30 to 40 to 50. So got a little bit of crap going on in the throat today. So we are also keeping our eye on baseball and football. Excuse me. The big news overnight or late last night was Bruce Arians is stepping away from the Buccaneers. Todd Bowles immediately goes into that role. One of the big questions out there was, is Byron Leftwich going to remain the offensive coordinator? And I don't know why that's even an issue. I mean, he's very good at what he does. He hopefully isn't too mad that he didn't get this opening. Todd Bowles has got the experience. When it came out, the first thought was, well, why is he quitting? Does he hate Brady? Does Brady hate him? What's going on here? Oh my gosh. And then both released statements. And ultimately, at the end of the day, Bruce Arians wanted to leave the Buccaneers with a succession plan that was going to be very, very beneficial for the Bucs and for the next coach, which is very honorable, right? He did not want to walk away when Brady was not there because who's your quarterback? Are we rebuilding? What are we doing? So the Bucs have Brady come back. A lot of people re-sign. Is Gronk going to come back? Who knows? But they got Fournette back. You know, they got some. The band is together, right? So what he's thinking is, I'm going to turn the reins over to somebody when the getting's good, rather than the reins over and have them rebuild. If you remember, Todd Bowles was part of the rebuild. Well, version 3.0, version 4.0, I don't know what version we're on now for the Jets, but he was one of the rebuild coaches for the Jets. So he didn't have the best reputation as being a head coach. He's done a great job with the Buccaneers. Obviously won a Super Bowl, been very, very successful. So it's very, very cool to see Bruce Arians walk away when he wanted to. He's going to move to the front office for the Bucs. And then also it's very, very cool to see them kind of have somebody in place ready to roll. And it should be pretty seamless. I'm sure Brady signed off on this. It's very, very cool to see somebody get like a second chance because Todd Bowles appears to be a great guy, appears to be a great coach. I've never met him or done anything with him, so I don't know. But just from what people say, he's highly respected within that organization, and it appears that he's got a lot of good things going for him. So good for him. Nobody wants to go into a organization after a Hall of Famer, the best ever, leaves, being Brady. So this is going to give him a chance, a year basically, and who knows, is Brady back for 1 year or two, whatever. This is going to give him a chance to continue to get his feet wet with head coaching, but then also prove that he is the guy that can do this long term. So very, very cool to see. We'll see what happens with the rest of the free agents. There's not that many out there now. Back to our Colts, I guess, for a second, since we always have to put a Colt spin on this. Everybody's seen that GIF of that guy that's in the full beekeeper suit almost. It's like a fireproof suit. He's got the flamethrower, and that's Jim Irsay to Carson Wentz. He continues to hammer the guy. We're hearing all kinds of things about the leadership, about how he didn't want to meet with him. Who knows which side that is? They knew that there were red flags before the season opened, how he treated other players. They would say, here's something we're going to adapt and change, and he would flat out say no. Then the leadership towards the end of the season with what was going on and everything. So Jim Irsay is a great owner, the most electric owner out there, as Pat McAfee says. I think he's been around football forever. He knows what he's doing. Heck of a businessman. Heck of a guitarist, if you check him out. Jim Irsay Experience, I think, is the band. But he is not letting it be hidden, his feelings for Carson Wentz. And I'm here for it. I love it. I love when we really, truly find the end of the story, what really happened, what truly happened here to cause this event. Because at the end of the season, you could tell they weren't committed to Carson Wentz. They weren't thrilled, obviously, with how the season ended. It was changes need made all chips in, let's go, and all this stuff. We're in front of engines and jets and crap like that. So what happened? And he put the pressure on Chris Ballard to make the deal. And I like where they are. We've said this 1,000 times, but I like where they are with Matt Ryan. So we'll see what happens there in Colts land. The owners and everybody is still meeting down in Florida. I think that gets done today. One big thing coming out is the Ravens are not really discussing a long-term deal with Lamar. They said when he's ready, they'll talk. Excuse me. But the question is, how long are you going to go and how much are you going to give him? There's a lot of these quarterbacks that are running quarterbacks that you just kind of see either starting to drop off, or are they going to get hurt, or does the team really truly not trust them? So we'll see what happens as that moves on. But that whole Lamar Jackson Ravens thing, that's going to get real hairy pretty quick. I don't think it'll get hairy during training camp. They're going to get 1,000 questions. They'll just keep saying they'll play it out. But it's very rare that you get to this point, that last year of a contract, for like a star like that. So we'll see what happens in Ravens land and the rest of the NFL. All right, that's it for us. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up today. Baseball continues. Spring training baseball is out there. I was talking to a couple Cardinal fans last night. They're super excited about Pujols, Molina, and then Adam Wainwright. Doesn't sound like Wainwright is ready to call it a career yet, but if you're a Cardinals fan, it's a great year to get to a game because you can really tip your cap to a lot of the legends that played for the St. Louis Cardinals. Being a Reds fan, I'm excited because Hunter Green made the starting rotation. Number one prospect, best pitcher the Reds have had in the minor league system for a while now. So we'll see what happens as he continues to develop and see what team he ends up with, because they're going to trade him. I know they will. Why would you keep him? We don't keep anybody in Cincinnati because we don't want to win. Screw it. Also, it's really, really interesting. All these teams are saying that there's opening day tickets available. The Cubs, the Reds. I think the Brewers put something out there. I don't know. There's a lot of talk about opening day tickets available. And the owners are coming out saying, well, it's because of the lockout and the shortened season, or the change date and all this stuff. No, it's not. This is a message to the Reds. I know you won't see it. I know you won't hear it, but it's good for me to get this off my chest. I'm not coming to a game until you prove you want to win. And I can't be the only one that says that. Everybody loves the Cubs, and everybody's going to go to Wrigley, and we're going to sit in the outfield, and yay, we got this cool signees that we got. Yay, we're fighting for fourth in our division. It's awesome. No, I am not going to drive 2.5 hours to Cincinnati to sit and watch a baseball game in front of a team that does not care about winning. And don't tell me that you do. I would love to drive over and see Hunter Green. My kid is super excited that he made the squad. He's been following him for a couple years. I know Joey Votto's at the end of his career, and I want to get over there and watch him for sure. But this is very, very frustrating and challenging to convince myself to spend money with your organization. It is. Now, will I cave on this? For sure. 13-year-olds usually win. He really wants to get to a Reds game and really wants to see Joey Votto. He's a first baseman, tries to emulate everything that he does. So, will I put my tail between my legs and walk over there? Not walk. Will I put my tail between my legs and get over to Cincinnati, walk up and buy a ticket? For sure. I will. I know I will. I know it. But right now, on March 31st, I'm trying to say I'm going to take a stand. I don't want to spend money with teams that don't really care. I don't. I mean, I'm sick and tired of caring more about the franchise than the owners do. All they want to do is make money. They make these moves that don't hurt the long-term, that don't help the long-term success. The short-term success, it's annoying. Anyway, all right, we're going to go call it a day. Next time I talk to you, it'll be April. How about that? It'll be Friday. We'll be ready to roll. I thank you so much for tuning in. Please make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, ring the notification bell, and check us out on Patreon. We're patreon.com/dailycraig. That's going to help me hopefully get out to more events, more sporting events, more things like that. And I thank you in advance for all of your help, your support, and for being there with us. Take care. We'll talk to you later.